Well, good Monday morning, everyone. Are you ready to go? Brand new week here on Inspiration for Today. And this is a surprise week for me. I had other things planned, and then something happened over the weekend because we record, a week or two in advance, and you never know what's going to happen. So let me tell you about it. This last Sunday, actually almost a week ago now, was our 15-year anniversary Sunday. And you heard me talking about it, and I knew it was going to be good. I just didn't know how good it was going to be. The Lord had better plans than I had, or that we had as a staff. Now, what happened? So I'm at home on Saturday afternoon, and Rick Warren gives me a call. Now, friends, that does not happen. It hasn't happened in years. I love Rick. I'm a fan of Rick. And you can even see on my wall, I have a picture of he and I. That picture, you may not remember. I've told you about it before, but we were on the mound at Anaheim Stadium at, I think, our 25th anniversary of Saddleback Church. And as he was introducing me and the other campus pastors at the time, the cheer was so loud from those who were from Saddleback Laguna Woods. Both of us just reacted and pointed at him. It was amazing. So I love that. I've loved the experiences I've had with him. Well, he called me on Saturday afternoon and asked if we would like him to come on Sunday, the next day. And of course, what would you say? I said, yes, we'd love to have you, Rick. And after we talked, he said, now feel free to spread that around that I'm coming. He wanted to see as many of his old friends as possible. And it turned out many of you did come, and it was a great morning. Indeed, it was the largest attendance we've had since COVID ended. And I pray that that type of attendance continues, because worship is so powerful when you have a whole lot of people in the room. It's God's people praising him, and that's what we had. But we didn't know all that was going to happen that day at the time. So he came in and was greeting everybody. He hugged about everybody in the church. By the way, let me just briefly, do you know, there's people who watch who don't attend Saddleback, and I get surprised, but a lot of folk don't know who Rick Warren is. And so he was the founding pastor at Saddleback, pastored it for 43 years, grew it to be one of the largest churches in America, but his influence went way beyond that because he wrote 2 books. Well, he's written numerous books, but 2 of his books have worldwide impact. The first one, it's called The Purpose-Driven Church. And it's the only book in history on church growth and how to run a church to reach as many people as possible. That it's the only book in history that ever sold more than 1 million copies. So that book alone, which is read by pastors primarily, and they in turn influence the people in their church. So it's had huge impact. And the other book, which you may well have read yourself, called Purpose-Driven Life. And it has, 40 chapters, and you read a chapter a day. It is the biggest selling nonfiction book in American history, other than the Bible. And so it has, I think it's up to like 40 million copies, and a lot of times more than one person reads a copy. So that book is tremendously influential. It influenced my life. How about you? If you haven't read it, Purpose-Driven Life, subtitle, What on Earth Am I Here For? It will impact your life for sure if you have not read it. So Rick is from a small town in Northern California, but he became famous. And he's prayed at the inauguration of two presidents, one from each party, George Bush and President Obama. They both admired him so much that they had him lead in prayer at their inauguration. So Rick is wonderful. And for him to come to our little church in Clubhouse 5, what a blessing. And we started out, we had a lot of fun together. We had a lot of fun. I want you to watch just this little, approximately 30-second clip of he and I just kidding around together. Watch this.
I'm the other Pastor Rick.
I know,
Okay, ready for this? This is a photo. This is the photo. Everybody get your camera ready? Here we go.
Were you planning that all night?
All night.
Oh my goodness.
Rick, it's good to be here. It's good to see everybody.
Wasn't that funny? I mean, I never know what Rick's going to do, but we love joking around together. We went on from there and we just had a good time. Then what happened is that we started the sermon. You know, we watch the sermon from Lake Forest campus on video. It's the only thing not live at our church. But it's wonderful because we get such wonderful sermons from Pastor Andy primarily, and sometimes Stacy, his wife. So it happened to be Stacy preaching that day, and the sermon started off fine, and then the projector went down. I couldn't believe, I actually was in the back room talking with Pastor Rick, and my phone beeped, and I was told that the video had stopped. And oh my goodness, what now? You know, and may I give you a verse for the day? It comes from Daniel chapter 4 at verse 25. And the scene is Daniel is interpreting the dream of the king. He asserts him that the Most High God is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes. So he's telling the king that about his kingdom. But the point is, God is sovereign over not only kingdoms, but our lives, our people's lives. And so I take great rest in that our all-powerful, all-knowing God is sovereign over what happens on this earth. And I forgot that. But in that moment, I needed to remember it. Because what happened after that is that I came out. I'll show you this little part. I'm going to show you 1 minute, the first minute of Rick's talk. And then the rest of this week, we're going to play that sermon. Because that sermon and God's sovereignty was exactly what our church needed. I must have had 10 people say that sermon was spoken for them. And frankly, it's a wonderful message that was not planned. Rick did it on the spur of the moment. He is amazing that way. It was wonderful. So that's what we're going to play the rest of this week. But watch this first minute when I first came out, didn't know what was going on, and see what happens. And then tomorrow, we'll be back and start playing Rick's wonderful sermon. See you tomorrow. How's it going? Can you hand me that mic that's on my...
I think this has given me an opportunity to preach. I'm not going to blame the Holy Spirit, but...
All right. Well, this is the honest truth. We were just talking back in the green room about how Rick can have his notes with him and everything, and then as he's walking up, hand the notes to someone else because he knows
I'm supposed to say something different.
that the Holy Spirit will give him something different. So I don't know where we were at in the sermon, but I promise you this, I don't know what's happening.
But I got a sermon right now. I have a few of them in my time. You know,